Good evening and welcome to Business and Enterprise. Tonight we're outside the studio. We are on location. In fact, we're on two locations. One in the Slieve Russell Hotel at the Cavan Enterprise Board, Cavan County Enterprise Board, for their Junior Entrepreneur Student Awards. And we'll be talking to some of the winners and some of the organisers. And earlier in the day, we also were at the Kilmore Hotel in Cavan Town, where Sheridan's Insurance had an event, and one of the guest speakers there was Sean Gallagher. Sean spoke to us and some of the other people involved, which was Source Insurance and Aviva Insurance.
On behalf of Sheridan Insurances, we'd like to thank you very much for coming to this morning's seminar. My name is Benny Sheridan, and the seeds of this seminar were sown last Christmas when we wrote to Sean Gallagher asking him would he chair a working group to review going abroad cover, which is available in most health insurance plans. Our interest on the subject was ignited in July 2011 on a trip to the US with my brother Pascal for a treatment of a malignant brain tumour. So access to proven treatments is invaluable when required. So in regard to health insurance and this seminar this morning, this I believe. To Jim Burke, President of Cavan Chamber of Commerce, thank you very much, Jim, for the Chamber's support, and in return, Sheridan Insurances will help attendees get what you want from this morning's seminar.
I'm joined this morning by Dermot Prendergrass of Source. Source is a collection of independent insurance brokers. Maybe I might put it a little bit better and put a bit of flesh in that, Dermot. First of all, you're very welcome.
Thank you very much, and I must say I'm delighted to be here this morning at this great event. Source is an independent association of independent insurance brokers. We're nationwide. All our members are very experienced. They've been in the insurance brokerage business for many, many years. The advantage of Source is that we have a great collection of experienced personnel throughout the country. We obviously can identify the needs and requirements of the various clients who are aligned to the various members throughout the country, and equally we have as a group the advantage of being able to avail of the good quality purchasing power of such a group. So you have the experience, you have the purchasing power, and most importantly you have the advantage of being able to give the client what they want when they want it.
Now, you say one of the benefits is purchasing power, so you can take from that the insurance companies are aware of Source. Are individual customers aware of Source? Is it a brand that would appear outside your members, or is it a bit like the third secret of Fatima, that although you know it's there and it's working for you in the background, the customer might not necessarily be aware of it?
The customer would be aware in that we obviously identify with the brand, in that most of the members would have signage to that effect in their premises. But more importantly, we can get the advantages from the insurers for the clients. And because we're independent, and this is a very important point, because we're independent and have been established, most of the members have been established for many years in the locality they're in, though they may be smaller than the large corporate international brokers, they still can have that purchasing power and the experience to deliver. So ultimately, the client benefits.
Now, do each member work among each other? If one independent broker had a specialisation in, we'll say, aircraft insurance, and somebody was asked to quote for it and obviously wasn't too sure what to do, could they just contact a colleague?
Well, that's the benefit of the group, and that's exactly where the group performs at its best, because you have this experience which is shared by all the members throughout the country, and we have various communication systems, etc., and training systems. We do a lot of training both in the insurance insurance side, sales training, and more importantly, we train our staff and indeed the staff of the group to benefit the client. We understand the real important thing, which is the moment of truth. And that's the one we want to win all the time on behalf of the client.
Now you say you train your staff. Is there a staff in source or is it just a collection of the independent brokers?
It's the collection of the independent brokers. What we're doing here is obviously bringing every member firm up to a particular standard. And because we have this communication and training system going, it means that the level and experience of all staff members benefit. And obviously the intellectual capacity shared is much greater than at the individual firm not having that facility to share their experience and the experience of all their staff.
And finally, is Source an Irish company or an Irish operation, or is it part of an international?
It's 100% Irish, and we've been around for quite a long time. I think at this stage it's nearly 20 years, and striving, doing very, very well. The other important thing about this is we only invite members into the group. It's not an open group, and the beauty about this, we select members throughout the country who we feel will fit into the group and have the same sort of standards.
Dermot, thank you so much for your time. I'm here with Alan Kavanagh of Aviva Insurance. Alan, you're very welcome to Cavan.
How are you doing? Thanks very much.
Now, you're here from Aviva, and one of the products that you're promoting and telling the benefits of is health insurance. Is Aviva new into health insurance?
We're in health insurance about 6 years at this stage. We entered the health insurance market, as I said, 6 years ago with a company called Vivus Health, who were a start-up company, literally started with 0 customers, and in those 6 years we have grown to over 360,000 customers. So, we hear a lot about doom and gloom in the economy. We would consider ourselves one of the success stories in the last few years. We have continued to grow year on year in the last 6 years. So Hibernian bought Vivus Health 5 years ago. Then, as you may well be aware, Hibernian became Aviva, and we're now Aviva Health.
It's a relatively new company. I suppose the old establishment is VHI, and VHI were a bit like Hoover. You went into hospital and said, I have VHI, no matter who you had it with.
Yeah, we would still come across that a little bit, but we have found that loyalty to VHI has changed over the years. As I said, we've 360,000 customers, and they have all switched their insurance from VHI or from what was Quinn, which is now Leia, in the last number of years. So 20 years ago you only had one choice, and it was VHI. Now there is choice in the market, and people are making that choice to switch to Aviva in the last number of years and continue to do so every single day.
I hate boring people with statistics, but approximately what percentage of the population have health insurance with anybody?
Okay, it's now about 47% of the population. At the peak of the market was about 53 or 54%, so it has dropped, but it still has 2.1 million people have health insurance in Ireland today.
So it's dropped from 53 to 47. I'd read reports that had tumbled, but I didn't know it was just as little as 6%.
No, I think it's the bad news makes headlines, and rather than saying 2.1 million people have health insurance, you'll find that the media would say 60,000 people left health insurance last year, which is, a large enough figure, but at the same time people realise that it's absolutely critical to have health insurance in the current environment, particularly with the public waiting list that we have in the health market at the minute.
What are some of the policies? Obviously not one policy fits all your customers. What are some of the different policies that you have in the health market?
Absolutely, you're right in saying that. It's certainly not one policy fits all. And that's why Sheridan Insurances, who have partnered with Aviva Health for their health insurance, would be there to talk to customers, make them aware of the different options that are available in the market. It's really important that you review your health insurance on an ongoing basis, because the plan that may have suited you 5 years ago or 10 years ago may not suit you and your current circumstances now. So there are a range of plans available for everyone in every life stage. So it's important to review your health insurance on an ongoing basis.
Claiming from health insurance, is that a difficult thing, or do you just, if you're in hospital, hand over a card or a number to the hospital with your Aviva Health details on it and you take it from there, or does the customer have to get involved in filling in any forms?
Absolutely, it's a seamless process. You show your yellow Aviva Health Insurance card. We cover more hospitals and treatment centres than any other insurer in Ireland. Simply you go in, you sign a form, and that's it. We pay what's called direct settlement, so the customer doesn't have to hand over any money whatsoever. We settle it directly with the hospitals on a monthly basis.
So if you have an insurance policy with Aviva, you don't have to worry about anything.
No, particularly on inpatient visits in hospitals, but we also have a number of plans that cover day-to-day policies where if you go and visit your GP or physio, you can then claim money back off Aviva at the end of the year. So you just hold on to your receipts, and at the end of the year you send them into Aviva, and we pay them then into your by check.
One of the many implementations the government is hoping to put in, although things have gone very quiet lately, was universal health cover for everybody. Will that affect the like of health insurance from your company and other companies, or will you be part of it?
We'll absolutely be part of it. The government hopes to introduce universal health insurance in 2016. In simple terms, what that means for the ordinary customer on the street is that everybody in Ireland will have health insurance. Some of it will be subsidised by the government, some will be part subsidised, and some will be fully paid by the individual themselves. So everyone in Ireland will have health insurance at different levels, obviously, or different levels of subsidy. I think it will be good for the market and good for every individual.
I know you're probably not a gambling man, but this is 2013 and it's been very quiet on that front. Can you see universal health coverage happening in the less than 3 years we've got?
I wouldn't like to be betting on that. The government has made a commitment to introduce free GP cover by 2015. Again, they've a bit of work to do, I think, before we get to that. The intention is there, but the health insurers would be optimistic, but not hugely confident that will happen by 2016.
Alan, thank you. Appreciate your time. Sean Gallagher, you're very welcome to the programme.
Pleasure to be here, Colm.
Have to have been an absolutely fantastic presentation. You did some questions and answers afterwards, and some people had some comments, and I noticed one of the things nobody had to say was anything negative.
Yeah, and I think that's a switch in the mindset that we need to get to, is to focus on the positive all the time. Yes, there's lots of challenges, but that's not going to get us out of the issue. We need to face the challenges, and we need to face them positively, ask the hard questions and see how we can learn and develop. And I think the great thing about this morning with Sheridan Insurance is running the seminar is about bringing people together to sort of support each other, to learn from each other, and to look at innovation. And innovation is about what can I do different and better in my business to help me survive and hopefully thrive.
And one of the things that I did hear you talking about was the innovation that a one-man band can bring right up to a corporation, that everybody can change the way they do things, either a little bit or in some cases completely.
Yes, excuse me. I think the key issue here is that, owners of businesses have staff, and we need to consult with those staff and get them to be part of the solution. Excuse me. And whether or not you're a one-person operation or you have 100 staff, there's a great expertise and a great knowledge within that staff. If you get them to give you ideas in terms of how they think the business could go forward and find new customers, what new products or services you could offer, and how you can extend your reach out into new markets. I think all that is there. We just need to find a strategy that helps the business best.
Last time we came across you, you were on the campaign trail. What have you been doing with yourself since then?
Well, I continue to be committed to startups and enterprises. I'm working with a number of startups. I'm working with some new companies that are trying to expand and export. I've now joined the ranks of the media. I write with the Sunday.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I write with the business section of the Sunday Independent, where we profile successful entrepreneurs, because we need to let other entrepreneurs out there know that people are actually managing to grow their business, to reinvent themselves, and more businesses need role models so that they can emulate them. And so it's all about continuing the same message of the campaign, about positivity, working to our strengths, and believing in ourselves and getting out there and creating more jobs. jobs for me is what it's all about.
And you see that's where the jobs are going to be created. The days of the building boom is over. The days of large-scale inward investment is over. If any jobs are going to be created, they're going to be created by the small and medium enterprises.
I think it's a combination of both. I think foreign direct investment and multinationals coming into Ireland are still an important part, a huge part of what we do. But they're not necessarily going to be in every single geographical area of the country. So what we need is a mix of foreign direct investment, but a big focus now on startups and small indigenous companies that have the potential to grow, develop and export. But I think now is the time we need to value every job in the country, not just high-tech or high-skilled. We need every single job, that people have somewhere to go in the morning, that they're providing a meaningful service or delivering products that the market wants, and they're getting paid and being able to support their families and support the communities in which they live. It's that balance that we need to get to.
Exactly, because I heard one of the contributors there saying he was having difficulty getting somebody to work for him for €200-300. I think those days are gone. I remember at one stage you couldn't get a builder out of or a buckler out of bed for less than £500 a day. Now that things have changed so much, people are prepared to work for more realistic rates, often just to pay the bills.
I think we're getting to a stage where, you know, there are expectations have changed. And I think are much more realistic, and I think people will value a job, but what we need to do now is match the jobs that are out there with the people who are unemployed. So any opportunities or any support, like the Job Bridge program we heard today, where people can work in the company, keep their social welfare and get that topped up by an extra €50 to get out, to get more experience, to get their confidence back and to get back into the workforce. So I think the key thing is to get out there, get working, and hopefully that will take you on to other opportunities.
You're half known as Mr. Positivity, so would you like to end this interview with a positive message for all our viewers?
I think the positive message is this: Ireland's a great place, and we're a great resilient nation, and we're facing really difficult times. So we need to focus on the most important things, the positive things, not the trappings. What's really important, we need to support each other above all else. We need to support and encourage people, but we need to maintain the right mental attitude, you know, that we can focus on solutions and not on the problems. What can I do now with what I have, starting this minute, to help me improve or develop my business or whatever else situation I have? And as well, I think supporting each other in community, supporting local businesses in the community is what will help that community survive. So for businesses to get involved more in the community and for the community to shop local and support their businesses.
Sean Gallagher, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
We will present the first prize. This is a special award for display, sponsored this year by Cavan Chamber of Commerce, and the winner is Magpax Loreto College. The next one is a special award for innovation, and that's Timber Boys, the Royal School. In third place in the junior category, Expressions, Loreto College. In second place, Quirky Gifts, Loreto College. And the winner of the junior category, DIY Book, Loreto College. This is a special award for display, sponsored by Cavan Chamber. The winner is Helasso, Royal School, Cavan. The special award for innovation, Lil Shopper, Loreto College. In third place, Come On Bieg, Loreto College. In second place in the intermediate category, Ready, Steady, Grow, Loreto College. And the winner in the intermediate category, Little Shopper, Loretto College. A special award for display sponsored by Cavan Chamber. In the senior category, Summing It Up, Royal School Cavan. Next up we have the special award for innovation, Go Global, Loretto College. In third place, Guitar Star, Royal School. In second place, Our Gift to Kenya, Loretto College. The winner of the senior category, Go Global, Loretto College.
I'm joined here by the winners of the Cavan County Enterprise Board Young Entrepreneur of the Year for schools, and it's Loretto College. So first of all, give yourselves a big cheer. Now, what did we win for? We'll go around just one by one. What was our project?
Our product was these bands here with universal symbols on. So when you go on holidays, to prevent a language barrier, that you can ask local people where to go without confusion and get there easy.
So you just go.
Yeah.
And who came up with the idea?
Well, we brainstormed for a while and then we all kind of decided upon the idea.
And what other ideas got thrown in the bin?
Well, we were going to do t-shirts at the very start as well, but then we decided just to set off with the wristbands and then take it from there to see if it worked out.
Fantastic. Much research go into it. What sort of work did we have to do?
Well, we sent a questionnaire to our classmates, and we decided that from the results that we would choose this product, and it really suited what we kind of wanted to portray and help our consumers, which is why we kind of chose it.
And they appointed you the boss.
They did.
Did that come as a bit of a shock to you, or are you the bossy type anyway?
No, I'm not bossy at all, but no, I don't know. We kind of just decided what job suited us best, and Laura was good at maths and stuff, and Neve was good at getting in contact with people, and they were good at their own things too, so that's how we decided.
Well, she wouldn't say. What were you good at?
Well, I was the marketing and sales director, so I had to do the market research. So when we thought of our idea, we had to make sure that it wasn't already out on the market being sold. So we had to research that. Then we did the questionnaire, and then for sales, we got them stocked in local travel agent, McGinty Travel, and I was doing all that kind of thing.
And where did you get them made?
We looked around Ireland. We wanted to get it made, locally, but unfortunately we had to venture out as far as England. So it's a company called Britannia Promotions. So we sent them our design wishes, and then they made them as exactly as we wanted. So yeah, we got them shipped over them from England. So. And
of course, it would have got nowhere without the support of a teacher that had been up and down this stage more times than the MC.
Yeah, we were thrilled with the work today and with the competitions. So the girls did really well, and excuse me, the girls did really well, and they have worked pretty hard all year. It took a while to come up with the idea. They trashed around a number of different ideas, and eventually they settled on this because it was an innovative idea, and we wanted to have something a bit different. They have been working hard, and they have been great students in TY.
There was 15 categories all in all today. Loretto won 11. Why?
Well, I guess it was our lucky day, that's all.
Is there something special about the pupils and the teachers in Loretto that, from a business point of view, cleared the boards? You had one other, the Royal School won a couple of awards, but no other college in the county got anything. The majority was taken by Loretto. Is that because enterprise and business is a big focus, or do you just produce good, well-rounded children?
I think we produce good, well-rounded children who are, pretty focused and working, and they're pretty motivated to study. And when they start up something, they just dig in and keep going. We also have been pretty lucky for the past couple of years. So I think, when there is that, it also motivates new students coming in. So I think that's basically it. And again, you need a bit of luck on each year. One never knows, because there's always some new innovative ideas coming up, and one never knows how it will go. So each year it's a surprise, and it's a delight.
A delight. Now, I've looked at the product and I looked at some of the others. This is not a gimmick. This is not an arts and crafts. Look, we're making candlesticks with pictures of Justin Bieber on it. We can sell outside the concert. This is a very good, practical business proposition. So, as the boss, where do we go from here?
That's the boss.
That's the boss. See? That's how bad I am.
No, well, we want to make T-shirts off our wristbands, as we think that would work as well. And we have some of our products in foreign countries already. Like there's a few in Portugal, and there's someone that has it in Dubai, and that kind of thing. So it really helps boost what we want to portray as a company, and we hope that we do well in the future. And
well, that's fantastic. I have absolutely no idea that in some future edition of Business and Enterprise that I will have these people back on again as guests, not as student winners of a particular competition, but as entrepreneurs in their own right. Okay, I'm joined by Vincent Reynolds, CEO of Cavan County Enterprise Board. Another fantastic event, Vincent.
Well, thank you indeed, Colm. We're very proud of the students, very proud of the teaching fraternity in County Cavan, very proud of the whole entrepreneurial spirit that this imbues in the students, and indeed is evidence of the innovation and the creativity and the entrepreneurship that is pervasive, I have to say, through Cavan society.
There were about 75 stands. Most of them were fantastic products. And I'm just looking at the winners, Loretto with their wristband. That is a product that could turn up on the Den or somewhere like that. It is a fantastic but practical project.
Well, Loretto, I have to say, turn out exceptional ideas and concepts every year, and I have no doubt that the project today has real commercialisation possibilities and potential, and could well be a winner out there in the wider marketplace, not just within the island of Ireland here, but internationally as well.
Now, again, just going back to the winners, the product that they have, as I said, it is quite a saleable product. Will the Enterprise Board be staying in touch with them to try and mentor them that it may actually grow into a full business?
Well, we continue our connection with the schools and indeed with any of the students to endeavour to promote their product or their business ideas. We do have to be careful, however, that we do not intrude on the academic learning that's needed, because they do have to continue through to their leaving certificate within the school. So it's a choice for parents, for the school and the teachers concerned, in particular the pupils, in terms of where they want to take it from here. We're there in the background. We're prepared to be very supportive and proactive where necessary, but we do have to give space so that we don't impede the students' academic development as well.
Of course. What year number is this that we've been doing the awards?
This will be the 13th year, and we're very pleased. I mean, nationally, there's over 15,000 second-level students will be in Croke Park on the 17th of April, and I was there last year to present awards, and it is just a magnificent event that shows everything that's good about Ireland and good about the youth of today. And I have to say, from that point of view, there are a lot of criticisms about young people and their social and other habits. When you see this type of entrepreneurial flair, their drive, their commitment, their will to win, that says a lot about the future for Ireland, for Cavan and for every community within it.
Absolutely. Vincent Wellen, CEO of Cavan Enterprise Board, thank you for your time. Marcella Rudden, you are kind of not the chief executive of Cavan Enterprise Board, you basically run it. How did today go?
I thought today went very well, Colm. We're delighted with the participation, as we are every year. Over 300 students, 7 schools in the county involved. It takes a lot of time and commitment from the teachers, the parents and the students themselves. So once again, we're thrilled with the success of today's event.
Was it my imagination, or did the girls outnumber the fellas by about 2 to 1?
I think that's true, and so it should be.
little mini Margaret Thatchers running the country.
Absolutely. No, we were delighted. Loretto College, as always, did very well today, and the Royal School. All the schools presented and showcased very well, and we're delighted as an enterprise board that we're able to facilitate that every year, Colm.
And of course, there were probably people listening that didn't win, and they shouldn't be too worried, because a lot of products that were put into competitions that didn't win went on to be huge success. And a lot of people have obviously learned stuff from doing this process.
Absolutely. This is all about a hands-on experience. It's giving a taste of what it's like to run a business. We all know in various competitions, be it X Factor or other competitions, the winner doesn't always go on to be the most successful. So for us, it's about involving the students at this stage of their lives in the experience of running a business. And we hope that they'll take that with them regardless of wherever they may go.
Now, is the Enterprise Board involved from the beginning, as in giving them tips and prompting, or do you just come in at the end and hand out the awards?
No, we're involved actually in September. So in September of each year, the beginning of each school year, we go out and visit the schools, we give them the competition guidelines, we speak to the teachers, and then they decide, they start brainstorming, they start getting their ideas together. We also give them a small grant of €100 to get their project up and running, and then they kind of go out, get their project up and running, they start selling their product, and then usually in February we get the reports in, they have to have their business reports in to us. So we're monitoring what they're doing all along in tandem then with organising and showcasing their products here on March.
Lately, are you getting a better quality and a better interest in the competition due to the likes of Junior Apprentice and Junior Dragon's Den?
Yes, we find that students are much more aware of entrepreneurship, and it's because of the great profile the Dragon's Den and the Apprentice has given to setting up a business and running a business. And we have Sean Gallagher, and we had Sean here a couple of years ago who was on Dragon's Den at the time, and we have a lot of I suppose inspirational, motivational people in Ireland at the moment who are inspiring young people and showing them that running a business is a career option, it's a career choice. Mightn't be at this stage of their lives, they might go to third level, they might go into further education, but all those experiences are combined and they'll bring those with them even at whatever stage they set up a business in their life.
Marcella Wooden, heartbeat of Cavan Enterprise Board, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Colm.
So that's tonight's programme. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been slightly different, being out on location with the likes of Sean Gallagher and the winner of the Cavan County Enterprise Board Student Entrepreneur Award. So that's it until next week, so do tune in. Until then, good night.